So I'm going to sit down right here, and I invite you to have a seat here with me. And I apologize to the choir members, because I'm hiding here. But that's what Jesus did in this story that I just read. He hid. He went into a house, and he thought he was going to be just, by himself there with maybe a few people who he already had some understanding of. Just, minding his own business. And then a stranger came up to him. Somebody he did not know. Who was even from a different country. And wanted to talk to him. Kind of like what I have just done to you. So you're kind of like Jesus today. You just came here, thought with your mommy, thought you could mind your own business, and then some strange person came up to you and wanted to talk. And actually, not only to talk, but to ask him for a favor. What's that? This is your favorite? Favor. Oh, you're doing me a favor. It's true. So again, you're like Jesus in that way. You're doing me a favor by coming up here and letting me talk to you. So thank you. And the reason why she came up to him was because she wanted a gift. Not just any kind of favor, but a special gift of healing from God for her little girl, because her little girl was really unhappy, really sick, really kind of tormented. And she wanted healing for her little girl. So she mustered up her courage, just like I did, and went to Jesus and said, "Can I talk to you? I really need a favor from you. My little girl needs your help. I've heard that you are a man of God, that you have the power to help people for whom it seems like there is no help. People that nobody else could help. You can help." And he said, "Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I trust you. I'm not sure if I trust that weird guy in the green cape. What is he really all about?" Because he didn't come there, as I say, looking to give a gift to just anybody. He had a very particular purpose. Just like maybe when you came here, you just were doing your mommy a favor. And you didn't expect this to happen. So he said to her, he said to her, "Well, my gift is kind of like food, because God is the one who feeds everything in the world. God gives everything in the world what they need to live. And the gift that I come to bring is kind of like that. But it's just for the people who have faith in me and have faith in God. You see, God's there all the time. God's always giving God's gifts. But the special gift that I have to give, the special healing that can help the people who no one else can help, they need to have faith in me, faith in God. They have to really trust me. So, this special gift is kind of like food, and it's for the children of God. It's just for the children, the people who relate to God maybe like you relate to your mom. People who look to God and say, "I trust you. I know that you're going to give me what I need because you love me." And it just wouldn't be right for me to take this special gift that is just for God's children and give it to anybody, to throw it out in the street for the dogs to eat. Yeah, I have a dog who's kind of like that. Will eat anything that isn't tied down. So I know what Jesus is talking about. But then, the woman who came to Jesus said something really interesting. It kind of took him by surprise and made him realize that she also trusted God and trusted him and was able to receive the special gift that he had to give.
Everything here is God.
Yep, you're right. But sometimes we're not so sure about that, especially when we're really hurting. And that's why sometimes people need that special gift of help from God that, in this case, Jesus was able to give. Okay? So, what did the woman say? She said, "Yes, sir, that's true. It wouldn't be right to take the special gift, the food that's for the children, and throw it out the window for the dogs to eat. But even the doggies eat the crumbs that fall on the children's table." Think about that. All of a sudden, she changed the whole picture of the story. Instead of, well, there's this special gift and only some people can get it, and it's just for the children, and to give it away to anybody would be like throwing it to the dogs. She says, well, actually, God, sort of like what you said, God is so everywhere, so rich in giving, so generous and loving to everybody, that even the doggies can get satisfied by the crumbs that fall from the children's table. Do you have a dog? And do you ever get a little sloppy when you eat? Does the doggy ever come and clean up after you? Yeah. So that's kind of the way God is. God feeds God's children so well, just the way Mommy feeds you guys, that there's like food falling out of your mouth and like, it slips off the fork when it's going, from the plate to your mouth. And sometimes, you're eating so happily because there's so much good food that some of it just falls to the floor even though you didn't really mean it to. And the doggy can come and eat it and enjoy it and get benefit from it. So you don't really have to be super special to get fed by God. You can even just be a doggy who goes around and licks up the crumbs after the kids are done eating. But that's good too, because the household of God is a place where there's enough for everybody. And even the doggies are welcome to come and clean up afterwards. Thank you so much for coming and letting me put you on the spot like this. I appreciate your bravery in doing that. So if you want to go back and have a seat, I'm going to stay up here. But it's really nice to hang out with you. Thanks for coming. So I don't know if there's really more to say than that. Except that this dialogue between Jesus and the Syrophoenician woman, this foreigner, someone from a a group that historically has been, an enemy, in which she asserts her claim to the good gifts of God that Jesus didn't mean to give to her. He was going through the borderlands there looking for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, not for some Syrophoenician. And yet by reminding Jesus that his gift was good enough, even for her, even if all she got were the crumbs under the table, that was enough, was what, in fact, brought forth that gift. And Jesus knew it, because he was always ready to give to those who were ready to receive. And this simple fact that the letter of James drives home so forcefully. But as far as God's concerned, there's no better or worse. All of the ways that we rank ourselves relative to each other, all the ways that we honor those who already have honor, and look down on those who are already looked down on, and try to associate with people who will make us look good, and shun people who we think will make us guilty by association. All of that means nothing to God, whose mercy is so much greater than all of our judgments. Such a radical teaching. And James is willing to kind of apply it, take it a few steps into practical application. And point out how the people that we so often consider to be poor are in fact rich in faith. And the people who are, put up on a pedestal and honored because they're so wealthy and powerful and glamorous, half the time they're oppressing other human beings, or using the law courts and the political system to their advantage to continue to add to their wealth and prestige and power. And this is not what Jesus came to teach us about. Instead, show us the way to that table of God's abundance. It's so rich, so overflowing, that there's room at it for everyone. And even the doggies get to come at the end and lick up the crumbs.